Oh, this could be the S guard. Whoa.
Dashing through your shield, applying damage, and then just bouncing away. But, you know, DK's got this really good back air. It's pretty far reaching, does pretty decent damage, comes out pretty quick. So that may be a tool we see quite a bit to punish those dash throughs. But at the same time, you know, Super Striker has shown that it's not just keep away game. Oh, wow, Bankai already looking for blood, going for that early spike. It didn't quite happen, but at least resulted in a little bit more percentage there and maintaining that crucial percentage lead versus Sonic to force them to still have to engage. Holding shield now, just waiting for an opportunity, playing so patient. You need to play patient with this character because you have to be able to find those openings and punish when you can. That the ground slaps too, covering so much distance. Oh no, the tech was there just on time. If Super Striker had not teched that, that may have just been a stock there. If not, it would have been a solid chunk of percentage. Spring, Bankai holding on to the jump through all of that time to make sure they don't get gimped. Even the spring hit, not sending Bankai far enough out, but Super Strikers is now established a percentage lead and starting to run away with it. The armor was not quite enough for that side B to bury. So far out there, Super Strikers pushing into the blast zone with those Ferris to find that stock. Bankai now a stock down, but have to recharge that giant punch as well. Fully charged homing attack there just to put as much pressure up as possible. Bankai just having trouble getting back onto the ledge here. Not able to find anything. Even these armor moves, I'm not sure if it's just getting powered through by the spin dash or the multi-hit, or if it's just coming out before the armor is active. But in either case, Bankai just not finding success armoring through. Look at that movement. Jumped back off stage with the spin dash to avoid the DK side B, and then immediately back in for the punish. Utilizing that Sonic movement kit to every advantage possible here to stay out of the way of those giant monkey arms, because DK can absolutely slap you into oblivion given the chance. Oh, baited out the side B that time, holding shield as well. You're seeing now with 102%, Super Striker really wants to hold on to this and maintain or even establish a 2-stock lead here, but needs to play that very carefully to hold on to it. Not able to find the punish there. Bankai actually gets up off the ledge with a down air and is able to find the stock, but still is quite a bit down in the percentage game. Wow! Super Striker actually whiffed the homing attack, but doesn't get punished for it off of the ground bounce because the spring was still there. I'm telling you, sometimes this character just feels like, sometimes Sonic just feels like they get away with anything. Another forward air off stage. Bankai, though, still has the jump, still able to recover, but catching this hedgehog is proving to be near impossible right now. Almost had an opportunity there, but Super Striker covering it with the up B. Oh, is that a mutual stock trade? Yes, it is. The up B from Bankai wasn't able to make it back to the stage, but it did spike Sonic off of the ledge. So that is a mutual stock trade, but that just means... Or wait. No, yeah, that's even stocks now. Wait a second. That's great for Bankai. That's exactly what you need at this point. Now it's actually an even game. Super Strikers needs to find an opening to maintain a percentage lead. And you've got an opportunity to find some punishes just like that. 28%, probably not enough to try to start playing the keep away with just yet, but it is starting to rack up, and Bankai having trouble finding a solid hit. This spin dash and homing attack momentum from Super Striker just does not leave a whole lot of opportunities. That air dodge, though, into the ground, that may have been one of them. Going back onto the ledge definitely gave Bankai a chance to find some follow-ups. Look at that, 49%. Not enough to equalize a percentage out, but definitely a stark reminder that you really don't want to make mistakes in your movement here. Buried into the up smash. Despite being behind for most of the game, Bankai showing up when it matters most, finding the spike into the up smash for game one. It was looking really, really grim for Bankai there for a while, but keeping it together, just keeping that mental that presence of mind and finding those huge options when you need to find them. Even engineering that stock trade off stage was enough to even out the game. So we're going to figure out where the stage picks and bans are going to be for game 2 here. Likely something larger. We've been seeing Sonic's pretty much, or Sonic mains. I keep saying Sonics to mean Sonic mains, and then I remember there's a player named Sonics, and that is ambiguous. So forgive me for that. We see Sonic mains generally tend to prefer these larger stages that provide a little bit more distance to set up those charge spin dash mind games. So wouldn't be surprised if we see, a Bankai FD Kalos ban and we end up on Town again, or a Town Kalos ban and we end up on FD, or some variation of that. But we won't know for sure until the players decide what stages they want to ban. Looks like at the very least it's not going to be the run back. We haven't seen either of these players play different characters at the tournament. Looks like it's going to be PS2 that we're going to. Man, that comeback last game was something else. Like it almost feels like every game against Sonic needs to be a comeback at some point, because the character really does just rack up percentage and start pulling away from you pretty quick if you make even a few mistakes. But Bankai was down by quite a bit and then was able to pull it back. So going into game 2, I expect that Superstrikers is going to need to play a lot more careful. Never mind, just goes right in for a solid, what was that, 4 up airs in a row? That is the heavy curse. Man, up air chains just hit you for twice as many iterations as they hit anyone else. Look at that damage output coming out from Superstriker. Now 85% unanswered, and Bankai is already on the ledge. We may be looking at the zero to death. Never mind, Bankai with the ground slaps, shutting at least that down. There is some damage on the board. Giant Punch is charged as well. Coming attack is just going to interrupt that attempt on the slaps to claps there. Bankai trying to find something big, but Superstriker just finding every little gap. These constant forward airs just preventing Bankai from ever coming back to the stage. Even there, like the up B was just barely, not far enough, but just barely is, this is not horseshoes or hand grenades. This is Smash Brothers. Just barely does not cover it. Armoring with the up B on stage through. Bankai now has Striker on the ledge. Cargo throw right off the side of the stage. The big yeet. And the stocks are evened up. The game is evened up here. This could definitely go either direction at this point in time. Superstriker's definitely trying to play very, very, very cautiously. That dash attack was almost giving him something big, but Bankai not able to find the punish off of it. $93-15 and counting. Superstriker looking for that early stock take there, looking for that air dodge read. Oh no! Buffered the air dodge off the recovery though. Loses a stock to that alone. At least comes back down and immediately lands forward smash to even out the stock. So it is still a 0-0 game, but that is a huge, huge SD off of that buffer. That lifts Bankai back into the game in a situation when they were behind by so much. Now Bankai definitely trying to get that giant punch charged. Unfortunately though, try to approach from the air. Maybe not the play here against that Sonic up air. Bankai holding on, now has the giant punch fully charged, but it's just, again, playing very safe. I think, honestly, just trying to force Superstriker here to make the movements, make the plays. Oh, wow, like once again, we see that side beat demolish a shield, catching Superstriker, holding that out just a little bit too long, setting up the up smash, and Bankai going to take game 2 as well. What a hit there. That, you know, it was going to be, you got to imagine though, in a world where that air dodge did not get buffered, that game is still going. That punish, big as it was, you know, would not be game ending, and Bankai would still have quite a bit of distance to go. Superstriker did, to their credit, immediately land off of that SD and just find a forward smash and even the stocks right back up. So in the end, it didn't lead to a gigantic percentage for or a gigantic not percentage but lead for Bankai for very long. But you still got to think about what if that hadn't been there. Either way, though, ended up being super even. That offstage pressure is just so much for Bankai to deal with. When you're that far out, there really aren't options anymore. When you're DK, you have to use your jump if you need it, and you got to up B to get back to the stage. And you try to hold on to that jump if you can until you get back. But there are certain situations and characters, and Superstrikers, Sonic is one of them, that if you're having to recover from too low, they can kind of just keep hitting you the same way over and over again and sending you out to the exact same place you started from off stage. And eventually you just run out of resources, or percentage just racks up too high and you're not able to make it back. And that's just something you got to always be worried about with DK. Being able to get back to that stage is a huge concern. But enough about that. We are on to game 3. Let's see, where are we ending up? Back to PS2. Makes sense? All right. Seeing pretty similar strategies here from both players out of the gate. 35% racked up. Wow. Superstriker, if anything, playing safer and safer, but trying to take full advantage of that DK recovery, maybe overextending just a little bit, only giving up 7% from the recovery there, but could have been worse. Could definitely have been worse. Oh no, I do not think that up B was supposed to go up like that. That is giving Superstriker a huge opening here. Runs off the platform to extend it with another up air. 120 into the fair. Running away with that stock. And now I expect to see that Superstriker may just be running away in general. Now with that full stock lead, and not quite at a percentage where you're worried about dying to DK just yet. There's not a whole lot of reasons for Superstriker to engage in anything except a perfectly safe opening. Just like that, look, stops the spin dash right there on shield to find the punish. Spooky move, but it does pay off. But you definitely can feel the safety here. Superstriker just playing even more cautiously than before, not trying to give up any amount of damage to Bankai's DK here. Another forward air right off the side of the stage. That forward air definitely looking like enemy number 1 here for Bankai. It's just not giving... Oh, the homing attack did not land, hit right into those DK arms on that up B. Huge back throw, overextending just a little bit. That dash attack is not safe on shield. Bankai finding the grab, and DK character known for having some pretty interesting throws. See more about the cargo throw most of the time, but hey, that back throw is pretty good too. But now with the stock deficit still being there, it is a tough life for Bankai. Superstriker just continuing to put the pressure up here. The spin dash, just so many options out of that. There's so many different ways you can play that to try to keep your opponent guessing. And but if they get close enough to you, you gotta pick an option there. That armor from the side B is gonna bury Bankai, able to get onto even stocks here with that. And there's a world. I think Bankai's definitely got a clear path to victory here. It's not by no means guaranteed, but there's definitely been openings. Oh, that's a huge spike forward air. Did not set up for anything just yet, but Bankai's looking for that setup, looking for that big up smash, something to just crush a stock at a low percentage. Superstriker now off stage, trying to find the spike as well. Bankai just looking for those huge options. Once this over with. Wants to try to find something that doesn't require playing out a ton more neutral, but this far off stage, oh no, Super Striker seconds guess, does not go for the fair. Instead, back on the stage, the second forward smash, it does not kill. Bankai still alive, holding onto the ledge, trying to figure out the correct option. Why does that forward smash hit that shield from that far away? Are you kidding me? Okay, that's gonna be it though. Oh no, never mind. Not quite far enough. Even at 160, DK just a little too heavy to get die to that back throw. Now Bankai really laying into the ground slaps there to try to just get Super Striker on the back foot. And it worked for a moment, but not enough for Bankai to find the big punish they needed. You can definitely see Super Striker, there's a little bit of fear here. And rightfully so. You're looking at a max rage DK and you're at 106. There's a whole lot of simple, quick mistakes that could lose you the game here. This back throw, though, might just do it. It does. Super Striker finally able to take that stock with the assistance of a whole bunch more percent and a little bit of extra rage with the back throw. Bringing the set up to 2-1 Super Striker? 2-1 Bankai. 2-1 Bankai. Super Striker bans SD and, I'm sorry, repeat that? It was SD and... You know, I want to say it's going to be interesting to see what Bankai's stage choices here. We're going for town and city. Going into game 4 here, so Bankai, you know, has been able to find these big hits when it matters to close out these games so far, but Super Strikers, each game has played safer and safer, made that more and more of an uphill battle. But, you know, I will say, as much as that safety has been a thing, that has not been the case off the very first interaction of the game. I think every set so far, we've seen Super Striker start the game with, like, a very aggressive inward movement to start getting the percentage racked up. And look at that. Look how it's effective. 78% on the board already. And Bankai just trying to find a way to get back to neutral here. And oh, wow. Oh, that platform nearly stretchered. Bankai inches from dying right there. The homing attack follow-up just had so much knockback to it at that percentage. But the platform just, you know, it doesn't exist in the blast zone, funnily enough. Even though you can see half of it is there, it kind of like, it doesn't, the game doesn't want to let you kind of land on it cleanly if you're not already on it when it moves you off stage. And that can be a little weird sometimes. Oh, but Super Striker immediately finding the roll into forward air there. That is going to be a stock lead there for Super Striker, and only at 50%. I mean, starting to run away with this pressure. Super Striker, if anything, being a little more aggressive this game instead, just leaning into the idea that DK is a little bit combo foodie, and once you get that opening, you can kind of just continue to apply pressure, even if it's not necessarily a combo. Not going to be able to find the back rider though. Bankai back onto the stage, trying to find something big, needs to close this stock out, but keeps finding themselves on the ledge or off stage instead, because Super Striker just is relentless once the advantage state is opened up. And once the advantage state is gone, is back to being extremely, extremely safe in this neutral. Right up onto the platform, setting up for the jab. Super Striker, wow, immediately another stock is 2 stocks worth of disadvantage here now for Bankai. Super Striker looks like they are running away with this game 4. They need to, though. This is their bracket life on the line here. Bankai is able to take this win. It is over for Super Striker. Bankai doing their best to try to keep themselves in this match, trying to find a way to... Wow, there's so much pressure here. Bankai just consistently on the back foot the whole game. Super Striker coming back with the 3-0. And effectively, you know... wow, yeah, the town and city absolutely working out for Sonic there at stage pick, making all the difference. That stage pick was Bankai's, but I just don't think that it really worked out the way that they were looking for. That does even the setup 2-2, so we are going to the game 5 here. Wow, I was not expecting us to go to game 5, regardless of who ended up on top of it, but here we are. Bankai is starting to lose that footing a little bit. Superstriker just finding the correct options, finding those openings, and now, as opposed to the first 2 games, instead of just finding the openings, getting a couple of percentage points and backing out, just relentlessly applying pressure in advantage. And Bankai just struggling a little bit to get DK's kind of thick frame out of all of that, because it can be very difficult to get out of those combos, out of those pressure situations with your limited recovery and your high weight and just general large body. But here we are, game 5. This one is it. Both of these players need this win if they want to get a rematch against Castle for grand finals, but we'll have to see who is ultimately able to take it. You are seeing Bankai play a little bit safer here, waiting things out, trying to gather the information needed to punish these Sonic habits, to punish this roll dodge. Superstriker once again playing as safe as possible. Oof. That homing attack, maybe just the misstep. Didn't end up getting punished for a whole lot. Wow, big spike there, catching Superstriker's momentum. That percentage just racking up for Bankai here. 71 now on Superstriker, and hasn't gotten more than an errant homing attack onto Bankai so far. But as I say that may just be changing. Bankai right back out. Look at this. Playing kind of the same game that Sonic usually plays in reverse. Just has a percentage lead and is just kind of moving away with it, but it only works for so long. That percentage is now equalized. Superstriker found a couple of solid openings, and that is no longer going to be necessarily a viable strategy here. This Giant Punch is charged, though. That's something that you've always got to be worried about. You get nailed with that, one good read, and the stock can just disappear. Both players are just feeling this out, not wanting to overextend. Jumping in at the same time there, that is going to be to Superstriker's advantage. But Bankai back up onto the ledge, immediately throwing out the Giant Punch. Does buy them the ability to get back on stage. Charge up another Giant Punch, so the resource isn't lost. But once again, we're back onto this ledge situation. I don't think Bankai is going to try something like that again. Nope. A little too low in the forward air, though. Superstriker had an opportunity to find the stock, but just didn't have the momentum read. Instead, it's Bankai reading the option off a ledge, the forward air, who takes the first stock and now is at 117% and going to be trying to hold on to that as much as possible. And I would not be surprised if we see Bankai play as safe as humanly possible to hold on to that. The ground slaps, though, are going to be punished by that back air. Superstriker trying to just wall Bankai away from the ledge, but giving up maybe a little before they can find the punish. Which means Bankai gets to hold on to this stock for a little bit longer. It has already been in a couple of messy situations. The back air is going to catch Bankai being a little slow on the reaction there. Which means we are going to be at even stocks now. Bankai trying to get that Giant Punch charged back up. Stops the pressure with an up air off stage and still able to recover as well. And is now trying to just float around these Sonic spin dashes however possible. Oh, Superstriker able to find an opening. Starting to rack up the percentage, overplaying a little bit into the DK recovery, but not enough to break up their momentum. Superstriker holding this homing attack too, really not giving Bankai a chance to get back off of this ledge. Bankai needs to find an answer right now, landing with the Nair, at least able to relieve the pressure for a moment. Homing attack isn't going to lock on at that distance. It does even things back out for a bit, but now Bankai definitely needs to be the one aggressing. There's a solid 60% lead on the board, and Superstriker is showing they really don't want to move in until exactly the right moment, and that moment was now. Landing on the platform with the forward smash. Now has a stock lead. Superstriker starting to open up this lead here. Bankai's gonna have quite a bit of distance to travel, but we have seen this before. Even in the matches that Bankai won this set, there was a percentage or a stock deficit on Bankai's end for a pretty good chunk of the match, and then something clicked. A couple solid punishes landed home, and immediately it shifted over, and Bankai was able to win that. It's just a matter of, can Bankai repeat that, or are we going to see a repeat of games 3 and 4 where Super Striker just did not allow it to happen? This ledge, it feels like Bankai has spent almost the entirety of this game on this ledge at times. Really needing to just get everything they can when they are on stage, because punished for the up B there, it's a... Every time you give up that situation, you end up back on the ledge there. You are in a dangerous spot. Bankai playing super respectfully here, but just not enough to make it through. Up B is going to armor through the spring there. That's could have been tragic for Bankai if that had actually damaged them instead. But Bankai is still alive. Super Striker just playing it safe, not necessarily looking for the kill. Never mind. Finds the perfect direction off of a spin dash hit. Confirms into the back air and is going to take game 5. 3-2.